Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It is Friday, 11:21 a.m. my time. I don't know when you're going to see this, but we're going to cover the top 8 Cardano milestones associated with everything going on that's basically causing Cardano to suck up dominance, to grow in value. Just everything is, there's such a huge combination of so many things happening. And this top 8 list isn't even the most, it's not even all of it. There's so much stuff happening. But number 1 on the list is a recap of everything going on that's been driving Cardano's value is Bitcoin OS, obviously. Now everybody knows. Bitcoin's value is going to continue climbing and growing. And with that, the monetary value of liquidity that's going to basically have direct access to Cardano's smart contract ecosystem, from DeFi to Web3, you name it, Bitcoin holders are going to have access to all of it. This is going to be a huge, huge deal once this launches in the not so distant future. And basically all of the transactions associated with it are going to be settled in ADA. So that alone is a huge, huge deal, and a milestone I don't think many of us saw coming. In addition to that, we've got Midnight that's still coming. I really wish I could get a hard date out of somebody about when Midnight's going to launch, because, you know, my other cat's named Midnight. I've got Cardano and Midnight. Midnight's a black Maine Coon who, she's beautiful, but she's got RBF. And but she's so sweet. She's like 2 now, and she's starting to like become a real sweetheart, but she still thinks she's an apex predator. It's kind of funny watching her. But anyway, but Midnight's coming, and it's basically going to become the privacy layer for both Cardano and Bitcoin, which is a really huge deal. And so beyond that, we now have the new Trump administration and its pro-crypto stance. And it looks as though the Trump administration is looking to cancel capital gains tax, so far at least, on assets held that originated from the US. Now, for Cardano holders, that probably won't mean that much, because effectively Cardano was founded through IOHK in Japan. So this isn't necessarily, and I guess ultimately this depends on exactly how they word things, you know, because Cardano's made up of IOHK, Cardano Foundation, and an Emergo, and it's like a decentralized international project. So we'll have to see. The founder is based obviously in Colorado. Sometimes sunny, always warm Colorado. I don't even remember what Charles says, even though I hear it all the time. But that's a really big deal, and there's more coming with that. Doge, the biggest troll of the century. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are basically heading up a new Department of Efficiency, a Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, basically the name of Elon's favorite meme coin, Dogecoin. So that is, not only is that absolutely hilarious, but it makes all the sense in the world. And I saw a recent comment by, oh God, that corrupt wench. I can't stand her. She looks like a cutesy little like grandmother, but like she's just terrible. And I mean, she's the one that like lied about basically lied about everything. I mean, she's just typical. But anyway, she had posted something about how, look at this, we've got two people working on government efficiency. How efficient is that? Basically 2 people doing the same thing or something to that effect. It was some kind of snide, stupid ass comment. And Elon Musk, of course, because he's brilliant and because he never has to say much to basically just troll these people, he said, yes, 2 people who are very passionate about a job, and neither of us are, and unlike you, neither of us are being paid for the work we're doing. And I'm like, burn, burn, burn. So anyway, I just think this is fantastic. I'm super excited about what's to come. Blockchain identity and elections. This is number 5 on the list. This current administration, or the Trump administration, is effectively looking, apparently, this is all allegedly, until he's sworn in, none of this stuff can happen. So that inauguration needs to become real quick and without a hitch. That'd be nice, but something tells me it's not going to. I think we're going to have a lot of craziness associated with that. But anyway, the blockchain identity is something that I've basically predicted forever now. And this administration is basically looking to, I guess they're working on plans to utilize Cardano, Hyperledger, and Hedera Hashgraph or HBAR for a secure identity system and voting system for US-based elections. Now, I don't know how much power they're going to have in being able to institute a lot of this stuff, but it's interesting nonetheless, because I do believe that they will, at the very least, they could very much get states involved in utilizing this technology. So it could potentially start with the states and then grow nationally from there. I'm not 100% sure how they're going to bring that about, but they're definitely looking to use Cardano, Hyperledger, and HBAR apparently to get this done. So I'm excited about that. Charles, number 6, Charles being the new crypto advisor for the Trump administration. This is something he's announced himself. It's such a huge deal that it almost goes without saying. But I mean, basically what's going to end, of course, there have been the Cardano, the people that are still reaching for shit to talk trash about Cardano. It's so funny at this point. I'm like, the fight is, you guys, it's time for you guys to take the gloves off and go back to playing video games, because there's just nothing else to be said. I feel like anytime one of these trolls says something, they're so instantly just KO'd, and they just keep bouncing up like whack-a-moles, and it's just hilarious to me, because it's just a lot of people that are so afraid of the dominance that Cardano's obviously working on and claiming already. And they don't want to see their bags hurt. That's all. They love their meme coin blockchains and shit. And it's just like, they don't know what else to do with themselves. And, it's such a difficult thing to be so hardcore ignorant about a blockchain that you've been holding bags for, and basically just projecting these BS narratives about it in hopes that it's going to help the number go up even more and make you even more money. And then everything comes crashing down when real technology starts taking over real legitimate use cases. And like, there's just nothing else to be said. So of course they're saying, well, Charles isn't anything yet. Trump's not even president, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everybody knows that, dipshit. That's just how that thing works. Once Trump is inaugurated, the idea is that, Charles is already working on establishing this policy office in IOHK. Once Trump is inaugurated, at that point, then a bill will be presented from which, Donald Trump will sign, effectively creating the role for crypto advisor to the administration, of which will be Charles Hoskinson. So, people pointing out the obvious in things doesn't make you look smarter. I'm just letting you know. SpaceX, I still don't know, Hunter. I really don't know everything going on between Charles Hoskinson, Cardano, World Mobile and World Mobile Token, and SpaceX. But Charles has alluded to there being one of the biggest deals of his lifetime being signed soon, under which he was under an NDA, so he couldn't give many details. But I think it was yesterday he posted photos of himself at SpaceX next to one of the big rockets. And so obviously now the memes are starting, Cardano to the moon and everything else, which I get it. Listen, I don't know if anybody could be more excited or more proud after spending so many years dealing with the trolls, the haters, the people that just they can't find it in themselves to read anything outside of memes, the people who, I've made significant investments. I have put my passion and my work and my research into this, so much so that even before all of this started coming out, I've predicted so many of these things that I felt were very likely and could potentially happen utilizing the technology of Cardano. And every one of you that watch this channel on a regular basis have seen me make these predictions time and time again. And it's really difficult when you feel like you're staring in the face of something so extraordinary. And there are so many ignorant fools out there that let greed lead them, and they just can't. It's like they cut off their nose to spite their face. And then they want to, and misery loves company. And it's like, it's been an emotional journey for me personally, because I feel like we're finally starting to see the culmination of all of the work Charles has put in, all of the money Charles has put in, not just Charles, but when I say Charles, I mean everyone. When I say Charles, because he's kind of the leader, the spokesperson, the CEO, etc. But what I really mean is everyone, the hundreds, if not thousands of developers over the years since 2016, effectively, that have been building Cardano as a blockchain, that have been building all of these different applications, all of the people in Cardano Foundation and Emergo. And listen, I think that what's happening right now is quite literally the tip of the iceberg. There is so much happening under the water right now that has not even come to light. We've been given little bits and pieces of things. I'm sure there are so many NDAs in place right now while things progress further. And I think until Trump is sworn in and a lot of these things start to change, we're going to see an absolute explosion. We think what's happening with Cardano right now is an explosion. Folks, this is a fucking firecracker. This is just getting started. I don't think people really understand the ramifications for everything that has been happening. When you compare the technology behind Cardano and everything it's laid out to do, everything it was built to do, yes, it's taken longer than others, but that's because it's not a shit chain that was thrown out into the world in hopes of just making a bunch of venture capitalists a shitload of money overnight until they just basically exit their positions and move on to their next project and rinse and repeat. That is what venture capitalists do. That is their model. We don't have that with Cardano. Whether they weren't invited or they weren't interested doesn't freaking matter to me. What matters to me is that Charles and the teams and the groups and everyone associated with building this project has done so at their own pace, properly, so that they didn't have to work backward. If anything, they could work sideways or in different directions, but never backward. And that is one of the things I love so much about Cardano, because it's been built right from the first time. It's not one of these chains that's first to market, like we're going to change the world, and then they spend the next 5 years working backwards trying to fix all of the shit, when they could have just done it right from the beginning. And now a lot of these other projects are learning from what Cardano has done and trying to adapt their blockchains to what Cardano's done right the first time. Well, now, if you really want to put this into perspective, Cardano, in my opinion, is one of the first to market, effective, secure, reliable, fast blockchains in crypto outside of Bitcoin. There you have it. Everything else is an imposter to me. Everything else out there has been an experiment, a greedy experiment meant to basically fill the pockets of venture capitalist groups and the people that get in really, really, really early and are willing to toe the line regardless of the red flags or the bullshit associated with the problem. So the chain, so long as they're getting richer. And they're using you guys, all of you guys that are watching, and they're using you as exit liquidity, and they're using you as sheep to profit even further. And they don't care about the tech. When Charles was announcing his role as crypto advisor, Solana shut down again. And everybody's memeing it and talking about it, but nobody cares. Why? Because they have such a hardcore belief, because all of these major influencers with huge channels and fat pockets are out there basically projecting that Solana's the big thing. Now they're starting to say Sui is going to be the next big thing. And so it's like whatever these narratives are that these major influencers are pushing, they're pushing that to fill their bags, to make themselves wealthier. The majority of these people do not give two shits about you, folks. And I really hope you know that. You are a commodity to them. You are a commodity to most of these people. Anybody willing to truly chase clout and to do repugnant or ridiculous shit in the name of getting views or to get your attention, they're just using you. And it's like, that's a part of what has always pained me about being a YouTuber, is because I am absolutely against the idea that you're using your audience and like really selling them out. People that get in at the bottom of a project and then they pump it on their channels and then they dump it on you while you're buying. That kind of shit is repugnant to me. It's dishonest, it's immoral, and it doesn't matter if it's legal or not. It doesn't matter. You know, they're just things you just shouldn't do. And I believe, quite honestly, that Since 2017, I've tried to do absolutely everything I can to help people as best I can, to do everything possible to put people in a better position while I've been learning along the way. And I feel like when you're combating all of the FUD and all of the BS associated with blockchain and crypto in general, and then Cardano on top of it, when you found something in your gut that is truly going to change the world and redefine the way the world operates, and you just go all in. You go all in. And it's just like you finally start seeing everything come together. It's a powerful moment. And even me recording this video right now is a very powerful thing for me. I'm really trying to keep my shit together. But it's 15 minutes. I probably shouldn't go on much longer anyway. But I just think that we are at the very, very beginning stages of something that I still don't believe everyone fully comprehends the magnitude of just yet. And I think that over the next few months, we're going to get a much, much bigger picture. A lot of you want me to do like updated price predictions. And, I've been calling for $8 now for, 3 years, 4 years. I don't even know how long it's been, because I've seen the potential and I've worked it out in a bunch of different ways. But you know what? At this point, $8 doesn't mean shit. I really have no idea where this could go at this point. I believe the sky is the absolute limit, because the narratives that have been paid for by so many are about to just get trashed in favor of what a real blockchain looks like and what a real blockchain is capable of. Even HBAR, Hyperledger. These are technologies that have gone under the radar for so long, because even though they're superior in tech to most, they're just not pumped, and they don't have these fake narratives, and they don't have all these influencers that are constantly pumping their value and projecting these narratives that make people believe they're going to get rich off of buying them. So they haven't moved in the same way some of these other manipulated projects have been. And that's the thing about true technology in the blockchain space. Real technology will grow on its own merit in due time. Bullshit crap technology has to be pumped. It has to be artificially inflated by advertising, you name it. And yeah, it helps, because it helps drive the price up. And when that happens, people make a lot of money depending on when they know to get out or what they're doing with it. But I think the time has come where, the veil is about to be pulled back on so many things, both in crypto, in politics, in world health, you name it. And I really do believe that we're going to see a dramatic transition from the ignorance of yesterday into an enlightened society tomorrow. I really do believe that's coming. And, someone once asked me years ago, what do you search for? It's the light. I want to see the light. I want to see the light shined on all things, and I want the truth to come out. I want everybody to be more knowledgeable, less ignorant, less ridiculous about everything, so that we can all start unifying, working together, and moving forward in a constructive and positive way once and for all. I've had enough. It's time for truth to grow. Let's go. Until next time, crow your coins. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy the fights tonight. I'm going for Mike Tyson. He's in a different mode, folks, so we'll see what happens. Until then, see you soon.